we're doing some
Vancouver.
I'll give my controversial thoughts later though. Hello everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Sarah Danielle, and if you do know me, then welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something so exciting. I'm going to my first ever fashion show with my boyfriend. I'm so pumped. It's not like any giant brand or anything, but I'm still so excited. It's gonna be so cool. I've never been to a fashion show before, as you can probably tell by the fact that I said my first ever one. Neither has he, so we're both losing our fashion show virginities together. My goal is to leave at about noon, and it's 11:10 right now, so I'm honestly chilling. I gotta do my makeup and then pick an outfit. I've actually got two outfits today. We're going into Vancouver, which if you don't know is just like a city in British Columbia, Canada. A lot of people think I'm American, which is weird, but I mostly just wanted to honestly talk about how unbelievably excited I am. I think that it's so cool, especially considering the fact that like my last few videos have been all about fashion, all about clothing, and so I feel like this is only a fitting thing to include on my channel, especially because it's such a big milestone for me. For my fashion show outfit, I'm actually so excited. I got this new shirt. It's just from Urban Outfitters, but it is so fucking cute. It is the cute. You know what, guys? I think I just need to honestly do my makeup because I am so scrambled in my mind right now, and I just think that I need to like finish getting ready so that I can kind of settle down a little bit. So I'm gonna watch some Evil Meloche, and I am going to finish my makeup and start it. I'm watching the time.
Huh?
I'm watching the time. Are you okay? Why'd you scream fuck?
Yeah, just I don't like the way my hair took up.
What? Your hair looks great!
Okay, thank you.
Restore this one day. So I have many, now that I've been here, though I'm not Danish, happiness. On their first day, I showed them a bar to die for.
Hi, baby. That's scary.
Well, I'm not doing anything! Yeah, good. Alright, these ones chat. Don't clip that, don't clip that. Oh my god, the camera's so good. Oh, these ones low key. Staring to my soul. Extracting the poo molecules. You want to poo so bad right now. I got it. I'm not doing anything. I didn't do anything.
All right, y'all. Let's go to Vancouver. Ah! I like your... in Vancouver. I am so fucking hungry right now. It's actually absurd. And I'm so excited to eat. I have to pee so bad. This is their bathroom. Really tiny. Kind of lit though. Anyway, I'm really exhausted. I'm really excited for fashion show, but I'm kind of annoyed because I don't like the way my hair turned out. Specifically my bangs. Like, but it's okay. I'll make it through. Alright y'all, we have changed to our fashion show outfits. I feel a little bit like the camera makes my contour look weird. Oh, sorry y'all, Colby just ripped ass. Anyway, this is my top. It is so cool. I'm gonna unbutton the top button when we're about to go into the fashion show, just because I feel like here is not the vibe for that. Colby's wearing a really cool vintage Bob Marley. Shut up. Colby's wearing a really cool vintage Bob Marley tee underneath his hoodie, and he's gonna be wearing that for the show and the after party. I'll give my controversial thoughts later though.
She said what she said, y'all.
It's Vancouver Fashion Week.
Literally.
Before you guys watch the next clip of me basically just talking about my experience, I just wanted to say that it is just that, my experience. I was very blessed to be there and I was so grateful, and I forgot to talk about the parts that I loved, so I wanted to quickly just throw in that I loved being at a fashion show and I loved seeing all of these different creatives be in one space, and I thought that all of the actual shows themselves were absolutely amazing. I was so drawn in. I loved looking at the different styles and I loved looking at the new designers and these brands that I had never heard of, because I didn't even know that I was going to be seeing them, because I didn't know how fashion shows worked apparently. I was super frustrated the next day because it was all very fresh, just because I was kind of burning with disappointment over the fact that I didn't end up seeing the brand that I went there to see. I also did a terrible job at explaining. I was actually there for 4 hours, not 3, and I had already spent the day walking around in Vancouver, because like you saw, my boyfriend and I went to Vancouver for the day, not just for the fashion show, and we were both starving by the end of it. The breaks took a extremely long amount of time because no one would leave the runway. It was just a lot of lack of etiquette on some of the guests' part that made the fashion show a disappointing experience for me, but please just keep in mind that I was very heated and very annoyed in the next clips. It did not deter me from seeing fashion shows in the future. I actually want to see more fashion shows. I would love to be seated. I don't think I will go to another fashion show in the nosebleeds, which is just what I'm calling it. I would love to be seated, just because clearly I am not able to enjoy my experience when I'm standing super far away surrounded by strangers who aren't even respecting the show. And I just wanted to put that out there just so you guys know it wasn't a completely bad experience. I did truly love it. I wish I could have had a chance to see the next 2 days of the fashion shows as well, because I think that seeing those brands would have been so cool, but I was only able to see the first 2 sections of the first day of the fashion show. So this is just my small experience at a small fashion show, and don't only take my word for it, it's just what happened for me. So it is the next day. I wish I could have recorded this last night, but I was unbelievably exhausted after the fashion show and the after show. Let me tell you guys a quick little description of the night, because I got a few things to say. First of all, I want to start off by just acknowledging the fact that I do not think that any of the lows of the Vancouver Fashion Week, or at least the one show that I attended with my boyfriend, I don't think any of the lows are any sort of tribute to the brands, the models, the designers, anyone who actually worked in the fashion show. However, there are a lot of things that I think that as a consumer you should know about. So basically, we get to the venue at 5. The fashion show wasn't supposed to start until, I'm gonna say 6:30. So we thought we were very early. There was already quite a bit of a line. I didn't realize that, I don't really know how this stuff works, y'all. This is my first ever show. I thought that I was going to see one brand in a fashion show. I was wrong, which is honestly a pleasant surprise. I didn't realize that I was about to see many brands, but I saw quite a few brands in the fashion show, and it basically was a show divided into 3 parts. So I didn't really know how any of this worked. If you already know, then so sorry for being repetitive, but basically it was one part, and I think there was 2 or 3 brands, and then a break, another part, a break, and another part, and then I think it's over. I think there's 3 parts. So my boyfriend and I get there. We saw on the email, or on the Instagram story of the brand that we were wanting to see, which was Outlaws, we saw on their Instagram story, make sure to get there early so you guys can get seats or something like that. So we were oh, okay, awesome, we'll get there an hour and a half early. You don't get seats unless you're a VIP. We didn't know that. We just got the free general admission tickets. We did not know you needed to be VIP to sit. So anyway, you're instructed, if you're not VIP, to go upstairs. There was probably, I want to say 25 feet. You go upstairs, there's a 25-foot long window. 20 feet, maybe, honestly, between 20 and 25, probably closer to 20-foot window. You stand at it and you're looking at the stage, and the stage is in front of you going from like back to front. You know what I mean? So the stage is going towards you, but you are still on the second floor. And if you go farther down to the left and turn right, then there is a balcony rather than the glass. My boyfriend and I ended up standing there because it seemed like there was a little bit less people and it was a little bit more comfortable. I'm very happy that we stood there, and I'll talk about why in a minute. But anyway, we ended up standing on the balcony side. Same thing, maybe 20 feet long. Maybe this one. Probably like more like 18 feet. That was it for general admission. That was the only space that you could see the show. We spent the first little section of the show, as I previously mentioned, there was 3 sections. We spent the first section of the show watching behind people's shoulders and dodging people's heads. The only reason I got a good view of the fashion show from my phone is because I held my arm completely upright, trying to get an angle that you guys could appreciate the show in. As the show went on, it was unbelievably, horribly ventilated. Disgusting air. Like, it was so hot, and heat rises, and I was on the second floor, which is, there's only 2 floors. Heat rises, and I was sweating so much, and there was like no air. So the first break happens. My boyfriend and I are like, you know what? We didn't see Outlaws yet, which is the brand we went to see. We didn't see Outlaws yet, so they'll probably be in the second part. Like, we thought there was only 1 break because we overheard somebody else saying that there was only 1 break. So a few people leave during that break, and we immediately go to the front of the balcony because we wanted to see the show. So we are standing at the front of the balcony at this point, and I'm like a lot happier. There's a little bit more air here. And then the second section starts. I think there was maybe 2 or 3 brands in this section. Didn't see Outlaws again. We had been here, I think at this point it's 7:40. We had been at the show for probably 3 hours. I know my timeline is off. I'm just a little bit confused. Like, we were at the show for probably 3 hours at this point, and we did not see the brand that we went to see, the brand that we had tickets for. We left after the second thing. We were not about to wait. We were starving. We did not leave the balcony out of fear that we wouldn't be able to see the show if we wanted to go get water because other people would fill up the balcony. We wanted to go get water so bad. I look over at my boyfriend. He has like no color in his body because we were standing upright for the entirety of the time. It was, like I said, blazing hot inside. Blazing. It was so hot. I started to get a headache. I don't know if it was from the air, but I go hiking. I had the same type of headache and head pressure as I get when I'm at extremely high altitudes with low air quality. I'm not even like exaggerating. That is the type of headache I started to get. So my boyfriend and I leave. We end up going to a restaurant that's maybe like a 10-ish minute walk, 10-15 minutes. We scarf down food. I have never been this physically or mentally exhausted in my life. Some things that I want to say moving forward for Vancouver Fashion Week, keep that in mind. It's not like a big thing. Vancouver Fashion Week has only been going on some amount of time, like not that long. First of all, would bring granola bars with us if we go again. We would opt Vancouver Fashion Week, whoever runs that shit, we would opt them to have a water cooler or 2 so that people don't feel the need to just stand there and be dehydrated, because that's the only way that they will get viewing. Also, you could fit more seats. I'm just saying. I'm looking down, there's like, I think it was like 4 or 5 rows of seats down there, and it was on like a removable seating, I guess. It was in like a gymnasium, I think. You could fit more seating. 1,000% you could fit more seating in that room. And I was just really disappointed that we didn't get seating. I mean, even if you like put a row of chairs in front of the bleachers, or like make the bleachers taller, like something, like you could fit more seating 100,000%. There were designers sitting on the floor. There was an award ceremony at the start of the fashion show. There were literally people who were nominated for awards there sitting on the floor and didn't have seats. I thought that was like literally preposterous. Like, that's so stupid to me. If you are in the nosebleeds, you are still there to see the show. And I would say, like, me and my boyfriend, we were in like the nosebleed section of this show. I saw people that were standing in front of me, you know, who had hogged the balcony. I saw these people scrolling through emails, and I'm not saying looking for work emails, like leisurely scrolling through emails, leisurely scrolling through Instagram. There were these women screaming, talking during the whole entire show. There were people that were just like absolutely ramming into you to try and get a glimpse off the balcony. There was people with their ringers on who were texting. I was like, what are you doing? Like, that is so disrespectful and rude. If you were in the nosebleeds, you almost need to care more about the show. It is such an honor to be at a fashion show, and I was so blessed that I was even able to have this opportunity, and I was so grateful and so excited. And I didn't even stay for the show that I was there to see, simply because of the fact that my body started giving out over standing up straight, not moving for like 3 hours. And I'm a very fit person. I just want to put that out there. I work out 6 or 7 days a week. I eat quite healthy. I had eaten a good amount this day, and I had drank a lot of water this day. This is not my fault. I also also just want to say there were, I'm assuming, influencers there. Of course there were influencers there. Like I know that there were, I recognized a few. However, there were a few people that were there that were literally just there for content. If you are blessed enough to get seats at a fashion show, why the hell are you only there to shoot content? Whether it is a designer you are interested in or not, you need to be showing respect to the brands. Like, take these photos during the breaks. There were women who were in line, and men, I'm not just gonna say women, but there were influencers, I'm going to say, who were in line to take photos in front of the Vancouver Fashion Week sign during the fashion shows. You need to be standing and watching these fashion shows. That is so, if I was a model or if I was a designer and I saw that the crowd was scrolling on their phone or taking selfies, not even taking pictures of the show, taking selfies, I would be devastated because they either paid money to be there or were invited there and they're not even respecting your brand. I think that that is horrible. These people have worked so hard to be here. And one more thing, the breaks were supposed to be about 10 minutes long. They ended up being 30 minutes long because people would not get off the runway. People had to literally go up to individual people and be like, hey, can you take your seat? Like, we're about to start the show again. So that's one of the reasons we were there for so long, is because the actual fashion shows did not last that long, and they were so awesome. I was actually thrilled while we were watching them. I thought it was extremely interesting. The people would take up space on the runway doing like social media interviews and taking a bunch of selfies and taking pictures with their friends on the runway. It's like, okay girl, we get it, but we're not here to see you at a fashion show. We're here to see the fashion show. Like, please sit down. You are ruining the event for everyone else. And I know that I seem mad, but it's because I am mad. Because if these breaks weren't as long because of the people that were sitting on the fucking runway just not doing shit, just taking selfies, maybe I would have seen the brand that I came there to see. And if everyone is thinking, girl, you left, it's your fault, to an extent it is my fault, but to an extent it's also not my fault, because my body was so uncomfortable I almost started crying. And I was like so dehydrated, so hot, my head was ringing. I also have very low iron. Like, there's just so many factors. I was crowded literally just to see a fashion show I didn't end up being able to see, and I was devastated. Once again, I just want to reiterate the fact that I am not saying anything bad about the designers or the brands or the people who were kind of like running this event, because to an extent, like, I know you can't really control certain aspects of the venue. Maybe next year do it at a different venue, because I could not imagine having been there any longer because of the heat and the pressure in my head, and maybe do something where more people can see it. Anyway, that was kind of my experience at New York Fashion Week. Oh, no, not New York. That was kind of my experience at Vancouver Fashion Week. I just wanted to share it. This did not discourage me from going to other fashion shows. I kind of just feel like I got all of the negative things out of the way, and like now I can look forward to a great fashion show or know a little bit more what to expect. Some of these things might have been completely out of others' control. It might be my fault. I'm allowed to be frustrated about it nonetheless, because I was extremely disappointed. My boyfriend and I barely spoke to each other until we got food in our system because we were just so upset. But anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just kind of me honestly wanting to share my perspective. First time ever going to Vancouver Fashion Week. Only went to one of the 3 days. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye bye.